Alright, so my first idea is a music video, but it's like on the theme of the Jolly Boys Outing episode from Only Fools and Horses, but I want to like redo it, modernize it, like use the same place, Margate, Dreamland, but it's completely different to when they filmed it back then. So I wanted to like maybe modernize it, and it's like a big thing. Like Only Fools and Horses is a big thing. Like I've seen it, like quite a lot of people seen it because their mums and dads like they loved it when they were growing up, so they probably might have showed it to their kids. And then my second idea is a live lounge like Bailey's, but I'd rather have like same with Bailey, like he wants to do upcoming artists. I want to do upcoming artists, but in the style of they don't do their own song, they cover someone else's song, because then it could show their potential in like if they can sing this song as well, like they might be able to, like what's their music like. And then my third idea is a football talk show called Final Whistle, but it'll be about transfers, game reviews, like tactics. Like we analyse how they could have played. Like they might have not seen a pass, and then we'll show them like what they could have possibly done. And then like upcoming players like Hudson Odoi, Mason Mount. Yeah, and then that's my three ideas.
With your live launch, I kind of like the idea of getting them to cover, because it kind of people who are watching are gonna know that song rather than who's this band. I've never heard this song at all, so it kind of gives them something to, if they want to like sing along or whatever, they actually know what song they're singing.
I think with cover bands, there's a lot of like even locally that's like not younger, but like a lot of older people. You can also get people that only do solo songs. You won't have to get bands, because a lot of people do a lot of tribute stuff. Like there's tons of Metallica bands, Pink Floyd bands, stuff like that. Obviously a lot of older music that people might not be into, but still people that can cover other stuff as well.
I think the main threat is the fact that like it's already been done, like sort of thing, like BBC One do it all the time, like.
But I think with that, even though a lot of the time we get a lot of these things, you've got tons of radio shows that do the exact same thing the BBC has done, so it's not really too much taking from something. It's not like one person's only ever done it and you're kind of stealing that idea. A lot of people do it.
Everything's kind of not much is unique nowadays, so you'll get away with it. But with the kind of a weakness you might have with that idea is that if you ask to get a band to play and then you say, wait, you can't play your song, you've got to play something else, they might get annoyed, because it's like they're upcomings, they want to try and push their music, not
I mean, what I could probably do is, so they do a cover and then we'll say like this is like a sample of their music, like they can have their music at the end, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think with that it could be good, but then it depends, because a lot of the bands that might be upcoming might not have music that obviously appeals to the other audiences, so you might be getting bands in that they play this song that isn't normal for them, so it's kind of a bad performance because they don't really want to be doing that style of song, and then when they push their own stuff, people aren't going to listen to it because it's not that genre of
That's
music.
what I sort of done with my questionnaire. Like I asked people what their kind of favourite music is, then I can see like, oh, so 10, 20 people said like current music, like pop, like, and then like 10, 15 people said like rock, indie. Then if I can sort out a band that does rock and indie, then I can ask them to cover like a pop song, but their kind of style, like change it up like rock, indie kind of style. Like I'm trying to think of one, like Dua Lipa covered Arctic Monkeys in a live lounge, like that sort of thing. Like you're taking a pop artist, but then you're making them do like a rock alternative song. So what I could possibly do is get like a rock indie band to cover a pop song. Then at the end, like I said, that we could have maybe a sample of their stuff, because then it appeals to both kind of audiences.
With your Final Whistle idea, I kind of like that idea, because you seem that you already know kind of how you want to talk about it, and you could really not copy, but use the style that Sky Sports kind of use when it comes to like the tactics, like during the game and all that. And yeah, I think that's like kind of, you're the only one to kind of think of an idea to do with sport, that what I've heard, so I think it could go quite well.
I think it could be a good bit if because obviously all our segments are going to end up together. I think if too many people do the same thing, it's going to get a thing. So I don't think a lot of people are going to focus on football in our group. I think you two would probably be the only people, maybe Aiden, that would focus on something like that. So I think if you've done that, it would maybe split apart the rest of the segments, so it would actually be a fresh thing for it all when it gets.
What I was
put
also
together.
what I was also thinking is just because it's like mainly male audience is like football, maybe I could also do like women's football as well, because then I got both audiences. And someone said that in my questionnaire as well, like instead of focusing on like primarily male audiences,
Yeah.
like male football, like there's nothing about women's football. Like the Match of the Day, they don't cover women's football. Soccer AM, they don't cover it as regularly. Like I've never seen anything about it.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could have male segment, and we go on, and then if I could find like footage of a women's game, then I could add that as well. But then that's something I'd have to research into, because I'm not like as big as I know about women's football as I do male football.
I think with that, it could be also good because then you're getting in your other audience and you're getting a secondary audience. But also always think about a secondary audience for all of your things, because like obviously you're going to have a target audience is 14 to 20 year olds, but you never know. It might be a show, if our show is on like, I don't know, in a morning, you might be sitting there watching it with parents. If it's on the weekend, you might be waking up watching it with your parents. So the target secondary audience is always going to be maybe an older people, but also other people that might be linked with your target audience.
That's what I was thinking about the first idea with like the Only Fools and Horses. Like primary audience would be 14 to 20, then secondary audience would be adults, because they know, like they probably watched it, like it's a huge thing back in the day. It's like one of the biggest things on telly. Like they would have seen it, and then they would be able to relate, like, oh, look at it now, like it looks so like it's completely changed, like, and then like you could like, because I wanted to do, so it does copy like some of the bits, like copies when they're all on the rides, and then it copies when like Del Boy and Rodney get like the pack of chips and stuff like that. Like I wanted to do it that kind of style, like it's like an exact replica, but it's completely different. Like
Would you copy the clothing, or would you?
I don't think I would, because I want it to be more modern. Like I want it to be like what we're wearing now, but we can still do, like we're still doing the sort of thing like adults are doing, kind of thing.
What song would you put behind it?
I was thinking, there's like a band I found that are not as big as like Coldplay, bands like that. It's called The Academic, and they're like huge in Ireland, and I found them due to my Spotify daily mix. And then there's a song they do called Permanent Vacation, and it's about them kind of being stuck in like this permanent holiday kind of thing. So I thought maybe like that kind of, because it's upbeat, it's like, it sounds like music we'd hear nowadays. So I thought maybe that.
Have you thought about how you would get like permission and all that to film down there?
That's my only threat, because obviously I'd have to film in Dreamland and I'd have to film in Margate, so I'd have to ask the Kent Film Office to if I could film in Margate. And if Dreamland, I'd have to ask them as well, and then that's a major threat, because they might not say.
They might go and say no, and then you have got to go back to your other idea, but you might have been too focused on one.
Because they don't really get anything out of you filming there.
Exactly, like
Apart from maybe Dreamland can get exposure from.
yeah, like kind of promotion kind
Yeah.
of. But then it's the same thing. Like, would they let me do it when they have public there? Like they might not. I was thinking like
Because the problem with that, is then you'll have to get personal release forms,
Exactly.
and if anyone walks in.
I'd have to. I wouldn't have to shut down. I'd have to have an hour, 2 hours where no one's there.
Yeah, maybe ask them that, like,
And
best
if-
thing to do is in an email is maybe ask them if you can go in like an hour after their closing time or like an hour before they open, so they can get a whole just quick.
Have you thought about maybe kind of going there like a off-peak time, kind of? So maybe not on the weekend, maybe the day at college, like maybe
Or
you
that
go.
when we have a day
yeah.
off, like on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
But then, like I said, like sometimes there's still people going there. Obviously, like
Would be the best.
Yeah,
thing
but
to
there
do
wouldn't
is
be
talk
there
to
wouldn't
them.
be as many people there, so
Yeah. I think the best thing to do is talk to them as early as you can, because if you can get it sorted out now, even if you aren't going to film there, you can at least have that safety of knowing that you are allowed to film there instead of not.
However, with that idea, I kind of think it's a good idea, but I think your timing with it's wrong, because with the weather changing now, you can't really like a sunny day in Margate when the weather's
When
going to
the
be
weather's
looking like
there,
this.
like
Yeah. Yeah.